Hi guys, welcome to week 13 of our Avon Drive project. This is the 6-bed HMO project that we're project managing. This week we're mostly going to be walking around and pointing out things, mostly cosmetic things to our builder, sort of brainstorming more than anything, sort of stuff that we'd like to do for the following weeks. And we're going to start snagging as well, but Ashley is going to go through that with you properly. Okay, and jump behind.
Thank you. Cheers, Stu. So what we're going to do, as Tu said, the main purpose of this video is to just start looking at some of the snagging issues. In terms of the sort of heavy lifting work, all we're really going to be doing is shower and bathroom installation there, and then obviously this room is the kitchen. The rest is just going to be, purely cosmetic, fire doors, the fire safety stuff. So what I'm going to do now is, again, just look at some of the snagging things so we can start to get them done while everybody's still on site. So what we're going to do on this one is we're going to go upstairs first and then come downstairs. Cool. Hello, mate.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, all good. It's just doing a bit of skimming up there.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so stepping into the first room again, you can see the plaster there is just tidying up some stuff. So we're just going to be looking at some of the small things, i.e. little bits like this here. We're going to be getting all new blinds throughout the property. Something like this here, we really want to get rid of. Something like this type of feature, generally, we would have probably got rid of it, if we were replacing the ceiling and cleaning that up. But this here, realistically, if you can put maybe the smoke alarm there, that would be perfect for us to actually keep this feature, even though it is a little bit sort of outside of what we'd normally have in the room. This room here, one of probably the bigger issues is that this bedroom's not large enough. Currently measures 6.2 square meters. We need it to be a minimum.
For what we want to do now.
Yeah, for what we want to do now, it's changed a little bit. So we're going to need to push this wall across slightly to make it the minimum of the 6.51 square meters. Also, again, small things. We like to keep a piece of wood at the top of the wall in case somebody actually wants to install a curtain rail. We take these down because that means we can sort of, fill and get this painted so it looks really nice. The blinds are going to be installed here, and it's small things like this. So where we're not going back to brick and everything's brand new, these are the small things here that we would just like to make good, get them screwed in, get round here cleaned up. So again, the whole sort of window frame is looking nice and fresh. In this room, again, pretty straightforward. So we keep this wooden piece here. We'll be getting rid of those metal bars there, and small things like this here. A small hook that probably had a net curtain on many years ago, which we obviously don't need now because we'll be using blinds. So getting rid of small bits like that.
Remove the paint as well.
Yeah, remove the paint. Obviously clear up all the paint so it looks fresh and it looks brand new. Or we're not, we haven't got brand new units everywhere. Removal of something like this, although it might look good, it's not uniform. It's not uniform for what we want in our HMOs. And also the removal of this, just so we can skim over and make good that room. This room here, again, pretty much the same. So where we can make use of the space there, it would obviously make sense to just put our smoke alarm over here. It just means we don't have to do any messing about. Again, around here, sort of just the removal of screws, slightly filling in these holes here and just making good those wood pieces, and taking away, sort of the old blind holders. Just taking away, cleaning this stuff up. You can see there's a little bit of sort of blue paint here. That's the type of stuff that impacts ever so slightly on your finish. A tenant will come, they would look, you could have a brand new nice room that's lovely, furnished very nicely, but then you walk up and you see small imperfections. Now those are the small things that over time tenants will start to notice. This room here, obviously this wall's coming out. You can see, if you just look in there too, the waste pipe is running from the bathroom in there. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to box it off up to about here. So that means this area that I'm in, which is probably the best part of 1 square meter, that will then be usable room space, which is absolutely what we want in these smaller rooms. So let's head downstairs. We haven't got any work to the bathroom yet, but that's just going to be pretty much a clean up. So we know this waste pipe running from upstairs is going to be boxed in, so that's all going to be boxed into the corner. So again, to make sure we're utilising the space, we like to get this stuff boxed in as tightly as possible. So I imagine the box will probably run from about here and then come across here. This was the old kitchen. As you know, nobody's going to want these types of lights in their bedroom. It would be very bright. So again, stuff like this will be taken down the wood piece, just filling over or skimming where needed, and then when we come to paint, it will look, you know, good as new. Into kitchen diner, which is where the bulk of the work has actually happened here. So the majority of the work, you can see the plasterer was just skimming the ceilings in here. Look really nice. You can see all the plumbing. But again, when we start looking at little things like this here, probably broken, probably not in use. Again, open reach, you know, a couple of telephone sockets. Our kitchen units are going to be here. So effectively, we don't need to remove them because they're going to be boxed in, but we would, if that was unsure, we would remove something like that. These here, this would have been from the old radiator. So again, it's potentially that the builder is looking to reuse this, so that's why it's on here. If not, again, this will be taken off and we'll be putting in a new radiator. Actually, I'm lying. Our units are potentially going to be there, so we're not going to have a radiator.
Okay, so we need to remove it.
Yeah, but we will check. Go into the last, let's go into the conservatory first. So, in here, in the conservatory, again, we're not going to do anything in here unless the investor wishes to potentially change. We're not going to do anything in here. If he does want to do any work out here, which is sort of indicated to us that he doesn't, but all we would really look to do is, again, you know, remove some of these nails, make good, and potentially paint it white just so it brightens it up a little bit. And again, we can see up there, we'd look to just clean the top. So something like that there, I reckon we could probably just get someone upstairs with a jet wash and just jet wash it out.
We need to double check to make sure that fan actually works.
Yes.
Very smart.
Shower room is going to be going in there, and then into this room here. So again, this is not going to be a, this would have been part of the old kitchen. Again, we don't need these type of lights, so this light fitting will be gone. It may actually make sense for us to keep this because it's not in poor condition. Again, for a window this big, someone probably will want a curtain, but we would just remove this old sort of blind covering, get rid of that, get rid of this here, and then pretty much make it new. So it's just about recycling where we can, making use of what we've got. As you guys would have known on this project, it's not a full back to brick project, so where we can keep some of the original features, i.e. some of the wooden flooring, we do so, and we try and keep as much of that as possible, because it means that we're then not spending potentially unnecessarily. All of this stuff ultimately comes down to your end user. If it were to be a really high-end HMO that we were going for, you know, potentially the refurb cost would have been a lot more because we would have been, you know, taking out a lot of stuff and replacing it with all brand new stuff. But yeah, other than that, I think...
The front.
Oh, the front, yes, okay. So, from a costing perspective, what we initially were going to do, we were just going to tidy up at the front as best as possible. It's always mine and two sort of outlook that if if we're going to do something, let's do it properly, let's do it once. So the investor has just agreed to, out here, remove obviously all the small weeds. We're going to get some fresh stones out here so it looks nice and new. But also, he's just commented and thinks that the brown colour looks slightly dated. So again, this is something that additionally on top of what we already agreed, we're going to get some quotes for him on how we can get that to a white colour, how we can get it sprayed or painted. Already included was, you know, we knew we had to make the entrance to the property good, so we're already going to be getting a new gate, filling up these bricks here so it's in line. But yeah,
it's probably worth doing something to that top.
Let's have a look.
Maybe just paint it up. Just that.
Oh yeah,
around it.
yeah. Okay. So these are kind of small things, and a lot of the time these are the things, especially when we're doing a project like this, that we may miss. But this is why we're almost always doing snagging, aren't we? We're always looking around and seeing what we can improve. So that there, again, if we were to paint this and all the windows, window frames white, again, it just makes sense to tidy this up. Again, we may go up there and see that it might need replacing. But yeah, other than
the
that,
fuse board and things in the all done or.
So we already looked at this a while ago, but we've got all the wiring running from upstairs. All we've got to do in here is just change the RCD. So we're just going to change it to a new RCD because that one is absolutely ancient.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Good.
A second. Not getting sprayed by that.
I think that's us.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hope that's been helpful. See you next one.